They still to this day don't believe me. Even my friends don't mention anything paranormal around me. I've become obsessed with it. I've been called confused, a liar, but every time I tell somebody about it, I forget more and more. I don't know why. Maybe it was because I was only 8. I don't trust Disney anymore. It was a Saturday afternoon. My mom just got back from the flea market and picked up a copy of Peter Pan. She was supposedly shopping for groceries, but probably got distracted. This was the only time we all had time to watch a movie together. My mom's always out shopping, and I don't know what my dad's doing most of the time. My brother Trevor was there too, but he was always on his phone, Facebooking or doing some other stuff. I was the only one excited to watch this movie, so we all sat down in the living room. I put in the movie in the VCR. The screen was a little fuzzy, but then the previews started rolling. It was just some old Disney movies, but something a little peculiar happened. On the title screen, it had the rooftop of the house, but Wendy, John, Michael, and Peter, and Nana the dog were all sleeping on the roof, in the air. Ignoring it, we played the movie. It was the same as it would have been, until it came to the part where Peter's shadow came into the room. When it landed on the floor, when he looked at it, then the camera started to pan out to the sky. Then the most terrifying thing happened. As it panned out, you could hear Wendy's blood-curdling screaming. My dad panicking went to the VCR and took out the tape. He told us it was just glitching, then told us to go to bed. Trevor and I slowly went to bed. We both stayed up all night, too paranoid to go to sleep. About 3 hours after we laid down, Trevor and I tried to stay awake, but I could not go to sleep. Being only 8, I started to sing my favorite song, A Day in the Life by the Beatles, to help me fall asleep. Soon enough I did, but my dreams were filled with horrific screams of Wendy and what Peter's shadow might have done to her. Morning came fast, and my mom and dad told Trevor and I not to tell anyone about the movie. As hard as it was, we didn't. We were on our way home. We both thought we were being followed. We just ignored it because we thought it was just a paranoia. We had a pretty normal afternoon. After dinner, we both went to bed. Being not as paranoid as we were yesterday, we both were able to get some sleep. But then, I woke up about 12:30 in the morning. I heard something. It jingled and it was fairly quiet. Then the lamp on my nightstand knocked over. I was too scared to do anything about it, so I slumped over in my covers and closed my eyes. After about 30 minutes, I looked at the underside of my top bunk to see Peter Pan's shadow right there, watching me. I ran from my room as fast as I could to my mom and dad's room, them reassuring me that it was just a dream. I still refused to sleep in my room. Of course, I ended up sleeping in theirs for the night. I always had a great night's sleep, but when I woke up, the most disturbing thing happened to me. I was sleeping in the middle of the desert, alone with the shadow. Terrified, I ran away from it, only to find a 75-foot drop. The shadow was hacking into my mind, possessed, into my brain. I hopped off the drop, only to figure out that it was all a dream. It felt so real. There is no way that this could have happened in my dream. That night, I slept with Trevor again. After going through some counseling the following day, I had never felt so unafraid of anything in my whole life. I tried waiting for the shadow to appear again so I could confront it, but I got too tired and fell asleep, waking up in the middle of the night for the same reason I did the night before. I looked to see the shadow watching me. Then I reached out where the knife of the shadow would be. I I looked at the head of the shadow and stared. Then, becoming conscious, I crawled into a ball under my covers. I started singing A Day in the Life to calm me down and forget everything that had happened to do with this nightmare. Then I wasn't the only one singing it. Trevor started screaming, and I ran from my bunk to turn on the light. He was crying. I looked at the underside of the top bunk to see a red piece of paper crumpled up in a ball. I opened it, and it said 13.5/6 is what it said. I don't know what this monster wanted, but it got it, because Trevor was never able to speak again.